WinSalt Manufacture is Namibia's first animal salt, nutritional and medicine lick manufacturer. The company is based in Walvis Bay in the Erongo region. Established in 2019, WinSalt's main focus currently is distribution in Namibia. Exports to other African countries have however also commenced, and plans to export the product elsewhere are underway, with some good prospects for exports to South Korea, the United Kingdom, Germany and the United States. Gipf invested $10,167,000 Namibian in the setting up of the company, which was established after a need in the animal market industry was identified for an alternative to the molasses block, which was purchased from other countries in southern Africa only. The molasses block is a high-protein concentrated feed containing necessary amounts of minerals and vitamins. It supplies non-protein nitrogen to the rumen microbes without risk. WinSalt Chief Executive Officer Craig Dazzle noted that the product was a brilliant idea as its base was mainly salt and Namibia has some of the best salt.
The block itself is quite popular in America, in Australia, in Asia and in Europe. It's very popular, but it's never been to Southern Africa yet, and it's actually, in essence, has never been to Middle Africa either. So we're actually the first manufacturers in the entire Southern Africa producing the block. We've also produced some unique blocks that are world first, where we source the local material that we source is from local suppliers. For instance, we now just produced a Devil's Claw block, which is the first of its kind in the world. We've done a Moringa block, which is also the very first block of its kind anywhere you'll find in the world. So there's a lot of firsts that we've created here in Namibia.
He added that the product has already been introduced to all parts of the country and they have received positive feedback.
We've already exported to Angola, we've exported to Zambia twice already. We're busy with quite a large order to going to Uganda. We've received orders from Zimbabwe already, and as well as South Africa. Our very first orders are going to South Africa.
The company, like other businesses, has also been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, especially on the marketing side, according to Dazzle.
That basically put the brakes on in terms of all marketing effort that we want to do with, especially trying to bring the message across to the farmers that here's an alternative in terms of mineral licks for farmers.
WinSalt General Manager Vicky de Jager explains more on why farmers use salt.
Farmers add salt. They add the salt because it balances your electrolytes in your body. So even for humans, you need a certain level of salt in your body at all times. It affects your heart rate, it affects your electrolyte balance, which affects your muscles. It's also for proper health in your body. It affects your growth rate. Animals that are deficient yield lower milk, their growth rate is lower, their management to have livestock babies is reduced. So the whole salt keeps your entire system working optimally. The difference between our salt blocks and actually just adding salt into the animal feed means that the animals can lick the salt when their body feels that it needs salt. If you just put the salt into the feed, the animals are getting forced a certain level of salt, and it might not necessarily be what they are needing at that point in time. If the animal is lactating, if there's breeding season, if a horse has been running and sweating, they're going to need higher levels of salt. But then by the same token, you don't want an animal that's sitting doing nothing having too much salt, because then their salt balance is going out. They're going to get dehydrated, they're going to get the electrolyte balance, their heart rate is going to start beating faster. You're throwing the entire system out. With our salt licks, the animal will come to get the salt when the animal is needing the salt, as opposed to the farmer forcing the salt on the animal.
Dazzle expressed gratitude for Gipf's funding, noting that for a small and upcoming business, WinSalt is doing quite well and is already gaining the necessary exposure. WinSalt currently has 8 employees, and with the growth expected within the next couple of months, the company expects to increase the number to around 25 people. WinSalt employee Matthew Ipinge said he practically knew nothing when he started his employment in 2019. However, with the right training and leadership, he managed to equip himself with the necessary skills to properly execute his job.
omega ironga paifa aironga aende na shashio mohantumono ngwathiringane kuwatero family no ruvaro imaishe paifa aende ngana wani atengera kucha mutu mevura tadikea sitatupandura nena tango WinSalt sheire muno mombaye tupironga ya meri kwa ye anduka tupa popo ngatumatulika atuchiganjane satupandura nena tango JPF ngwali ene takwathere WinSalt opwa ayambukepo nokuposhima nokumatera mapo makwatho muganga itavuru pone etukute akuta Namibia yakanje etupironga.